make it, don't worry.
Hi, I'm Christine Tyson.
I'm Crystal T. Williams.
How you gonna jump over me?
Hush, go ahead.
Can you introduce yourself so we can get into
Exactly,
our
ladies
show?
first. Ladies
Should I
first.
say it?
You can speak.
Sean Anthony Smith. Where my camera at?
Right there.
And this is
I'm right there, right? Hold on.
and this is the industry standard. Welcome. Y'all know who he is. He acted retarded today.
You said retarded. She said,
Retarded.
I'm retarded.
That's the Bronx word for retarded.
I'm trying to be Smith.
We say everything with a B. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for coming back for our part 2 of our Black versus Black, the Never Ending War special. Again, we have Crystal Williams here, who have been so kind to grace us with her presence. She's been very informational about different statistics that black women have been facing in our dating experiences. She had a lot to say in our last episode, so if you guys haven't seen it, be sure to check that out. But before we get into our next topic, in the Black versus Black, the Never Ending War, I want to kind of get a little bit more into who Crystal is and what Crystal does.
Okay, well, hi guys again. Crystal Williams. Yeah. Crystal T. Williams. Don't forget the T.
Yeah.
Not
T. Williams.
What's the T
Excuse
stand
me.
Tiffany, like the jewelry store.
Tiffany like the white girl.
You need to stop.
Anyway, so guys, I've been acting for about 10 years. I am a theater trained actress. Born and raised in Brooklyn. Acting out of New York, of course, and I'm currently working on 4 to 5 projects now. Yeah. I have a show. Exactly. Working actress, full-time working actress. You got to do what you do, right? Mm-hmm. I have a show for Black History Month called The Rebirth of Black Women. We actually are performing at the Roy Arias Theater on February 25th. At 7:30. It's a great production.
Go copy tickets. We're going to also have that on our blog. So if you guys didn't catch that, be sure to go to www.tistalklounge.com where you can find information on checking out her.
I'm going to be selling popcorn and soda at the show. I'm in the front. And you better give me some stickers.
Oh, gosh. And I'm also working on an off-Broadway production. This is actually my 3rd time doing the same production. We're opening back up March 20th to the 25th. It's called From Your Eyes to God's Ears.
Oh, wow.
And this is my 3rd time doing it. I'm theater trained. Gotta do what I do.
So what are some of the characters that you played in some of these productions?
Well, in this production, From Your Eyes to God's Ears, I play a very conceited, money-hungry woman who uses guys to get what she wants, but she doesn't give the good goods, so don't worry about that. She doesn't give the good goods. It's just that, she was hurt in the past, and she doesn't have a father figure. Her mother died young. She was never taught the right principles and how to be a woman and how to be a lady, and she was hurt, so of course.
So how much of that role did you have to really put in? Is it anything like yourself?
Actually, I think everybody.
She said she was an actress. She said she's an actress.
Every woman has been hurt.
What Kanye say?
You put yourself in every role that you put. Exactly.
See, he's trying to get me caught up. Stop. Okay.
I said my middle name is Tiffany, right? Remember that.
All right,
So, that's the second project. The third project that I'm working on, I actually got the opportunity to be associate producer on a feature film called Crap Duster's Diary. So I'm looking forward to doing that. This is going to be my first producing gig. We start that late March. And the 4th project, I actually just got casted in my first white girl role. So, I'm kind of proud of that,
Okay, so let's back that up. Let's back that up for one moment. Crystal T. Williams is half
Black and half white, Jamaican,
and half Italian.
That's right.
So when you say you just got casted for your first Caucasian role, are you mostly casted for African American?
Well, the funny thing is that my hair is actually naturally big and curly, and I just wash and set it, flat iron it to get it nice and straight. Unfortunately, it's better for me to get certain roles with it straight. Not unfortunately, but the majority roles I get cast in is Latina. I just go in, she's Latin. Actually, signed up with an agency when I first started when I was 18, Actors Reps, and they told me right off the bat.
That place is crazy though.
They was like, "What are you?" Okay, well that doesn't matter. Black and white. Okay, you're going in a Spanish folder.
Whoa.
Latin roles. Only submit me for Latin roles. So I'm really proud.
Can we sue them? Can we get some money?
unfortunately, again, it's what you look like. It's not really what you are. What can you get cast as? What do you fit?
And I mean, I would think that, you know, for Spanish Heritage Month, they'd be wanting to shoot you and kill you because you're obviously taking roles that they feel are meant for them.
Exactly.
However, like you said, it's not really your fault. It's not really her fault, guys. And I'm a talent manager, and I do understand what that is like. It's not her fault because you guys don't want to see someone in an African American role and they look Spanish.
Exactly.
Or they look white. So they have to kind of cast you for what you look like.
And I would love to play an African American role. I got cast as one. The character's name was Shalonda, again, stereotypical, but they changed the role to Spanish. And they kept the name.
Wow.
Interesting.
But I would love, you know.
Interesting. Wow.
So you gonna play a white girl?
I am. My name is Pamela. It's actually by a phenomenal writer, director, Eddie Harris, out of New Jersey, a project called Steps. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
Thank
you.
She's doing her thing,
guys.
Congratulations,
white girl.
Yes. You need to stop.
Stop it. Exactly.
That's what's up,
well, this
Tyler Perry,
actually.
she need to be on your. You need to get her on your.
Well, actually, this helps us to transition into our next topic, honestly, because we're going to talk about how black people are perceived on TV, in film, especially these reality shows.
Yo.
Exactly.
A lot of what I'm hearing, well, let me just set this up really quickly. A couple of weeks ago, Real Housewives of Atlanta aired, and Sheree and what's the other one name?
Marlo, the jailbird chick.
Gets into this fight, and it's like, it's more about materialistic things that neither one of them really have versus what the fight is actually supposed to be about. And for me, looking at it, like what I saw a lot of comments on Twitter was kind of like, you know, they're embarrassing me, you know, they're not representing black people. Now, for me, I was on that bandwagon, and I'm going to tell you guys why. When I look at certain shows, these reality shows, because I do know it is entertainment, but I look at certain shows for certain things. When I look at Bad Girls Club, I want to see her get her ass beat, okay?
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm tuning in for. When I look at Love and Hip Hop, I want to see some urban hip hop stuff going on. That's what I'm tuning into. When I'm looking at Basketball Wives, I know I'm going to see some cattiness because, you know, they feel like, you know, they're the elite bougie chicks of, you know, reality TV.
Exactly.
But when I look at Real Housewives of Atlanta, I'm expecting to see older women doing positive things, may have a little cat fight here and there.
Housewife material, good role model.
Yes, because you're going to get into some arguments. Nobody is perfect. But come on.
Yo, listen. Hold on.
That was just ridiculous.
Hold on. My boy is producing that. You know, Butter's doing that joke.
Can we not?
Okay, whatever.
Go ahead.
But the thing is, ain't none of them bitches housewives. And I don't even get that. Why they call the Atlanta Housewives, except for the big lip chick, what's her name? Phaedra.
Well, one of them was the one that looked kind of Asian. I forgot her name.
None of them stay home and cook nothing.
Cynthia.
Well, they have to make reality TV. They have to do interesting things now. That's why.
My thing is, Candy can't find a man. She ain't never been married. How she's a housewife? Okay.
But here's my thing.
In the show that they just showed, that show with them going back and forth.
Okay.
Man.
But my question is this.
They're old as hell arguing like that.
Okay, and this is a lot of the arguments that I'm hearing. But my argument is, and this is what takes us back to the title, Black versus Black, the never-ending war. I never hear Jennifer Aniston saying, why is Housewives of Beverly Hills behaving this way, arguing back and forth because they represent me?
Right, and then you never see.
She lives in Beverly Hills. She's Caucasian, but she is not complaining about how they're acting. She's taking it for what it is, which is entertainment, and she's not allowing it to define her as a, you know, and her race as a whole. Why are we allowing these shows to define us as black people?
But guess what? You know what's real? And then they got the
white representation.
Hold on. But you got the white producers sitting there telling them to keep that stuff up.
Because
the whole thing,
that's what makes good reality television. It's back to business. It's not about. That's what it first starts off as. What makes good reality television?
But no. The thing about it is, I feel like us as black people, we point the finger at that. But I watch all of the Housewives. Orange County, okay? I even saw the one in Miami. They all do the same thing. That's their trademark. A bunch of women with money fighting each other.
See?
But yet and still, we single out the black. We want them to be on TV and hold themselves to a certain extent.
But that's also one of the most popular ones, so of course that one is going to be in the spotlight.
Yes, it is.
And that's
It
the
is.
bottom line.
It is.
Yeah.
Chrissy,
It
my
is.
thing-
It's
my
going to
thing
be the
is
most
this.
talked
My
about.
thing
That's
is
not only that it's black versus black in that
It
situation, but it's the most talked about and the most popular one. So
Bottom line.
that's
Well,
It is,
spotlight.
it
I
is.
just think that I just don't even like what the whole show is all about.
But I don't see myself in any of these women. You understand what I'm
Can
saying?
you identify with any of them?
No, I cannot.
I think you like Kim Zolciak.
I mean, don't get me wrong. She got her spinoff, and I'm happy for her
For
because
what? For what?
because she's actually a housewife now.
No, who's she married
She's
to?
changed. She's married to Corey.
but a lot
They
of
get
them,
married?
a lot of
They
those
did get
shows.
married.
They got married?
Yeah,
Yes, they
When they
did.
married?
They got married in October,
But
I
he
believe.
like 12 and she like 60. I mean, like, what the hell is this
No,
about?
he's 30 some. He's like 29 and she's 33.
That bitch
That's
ain't
not
33
bad.
years
She
old.
is
That bitch
33. She
66
is
years old.
33. Her father said it in the
Her father ain't
kitchen.
lied. That bitch is not 33 years old. That bitch is like 66 years old. You take that
Anyway,
wig off, she got gray
anyway,
hair under that
she's
wig.
more of a mother now. She just had a baby. They moved into a new house. He's the provider. He's the breadwinner. She
Boyfriend
stays
and-
at home
Do you
and
know what?
takes care of the kids.
And
That's
guess
her
what? Guess
job.
what? And when his ass go broke, if he lose that job for being a football player, she gonna put that ass out.
She going back to Big
She
Papa.
going back to Big
You
Papa.
stupid.
Big Papa.
You
What's
stupid.
it?
Shut up.
What's her sister's name?
Shut up, sweetie. I mean, but that's another thing. People were saying that Sweetie looks like a slave. To me,
She does.
every assistant to a big celebrity is a slave.
Yes.
Everyone, that's what it looks like. That's what the position
I got me a
looks
Mexican.
like.
I got me a Mexican assistant.
Are you kidding me? Everybody treats their assistant that way. Everybody. If you
I would
work
never.
for a celebrity that's actually nice
would you
to
treat your
you,
assistant like that?
I would never treat my assistant like that. But I would be very
Do you have an
stern and
assistant?
strict with my
No.
assistant.
Oh, well, would you have an assistant? What's his name? I don't know yet.
I treat my assistant very nice. But
I ain't got time for all that.
he has a
I
thick
just-
skin. So when I do get at him, he don't take it really personally. I don't be like treating him like a slave. He don't, pick up my like clothes and stuff. No.
Why not?
Because he's not my maid.
Why
he's
not?
my babysitter.
White person.
You stupid. You stupid. Anyway. I mean,
Let them wait.
shut up. Getting back to the topic at hand.
baby Jesus.
Just like Love and Hip Hop, they say, those women. I don't even,
Hey, don't none of them
Brian
bitches
White
rap-
says
don't none
that.
of them bitches rap
Brian
either.
White says that, us as black people. We
mad 'cause
are
he don't
really
get no role.
crazy
He mad 'cause he
because
don't get no
we're
role.
supporting those type of TV shows.
Okay,
Well, and then a lot of actors are upset because reality television is what's hot right
Okay,
now.
so again,
and they're
are
not
we
really
going back to
actors.
jealousy?
Jealousy.
But listen, but I want you a question. So why Brian White? If he talking about that, why don't you keep your damn clothes on? Every movie he be in, he got to be butt naked in it.
Yeah, I see
So
pictures
keep
on him
so shut
online
up.
naked. My
You're a porn
ad.
star, Brian White. I love you to death, but you're a porn star. Shut the hell up. And just,
I mean,
just
a lot of
let the
people,
do what they do.
Nelly, on the other hand, had something very positive to say. He said, he respect that black women are out there doing their thing
Nelly do
and are
drugs.
very strong and very opinionated and will bust a in their head when they need to.
But ain't Nelly a crackhead though? Ain't
Nelly is not.
He is not a
Shut
crackhead.
up.
in his house away.
This is what I'm saying. Let me put this out here. Not every black man, not every black individual feels like it's such a negative thing. Trust me, I gets it in. I'm not an advocate for fighting, but guess what? You can't get but this close to my face without me feeling very defensive. Like, we need to start scrapping. I mean,
That's that Bronx stuff.
I'm really not into trying to, scuff up
That's
my
'cause-
shoes and all
'cause
that.
you hood, huh?
But at the same time, don't get disrespectful.
Okay,
Don't
but
get
listen,
trouble because
listen,
people
listen,
will
listen,
fight you.
Listen. No. See,
I will put
my
hands
beef
on
is
you.
this. My beef is this. My beef is this. And that goes with all of the shows that's on there. Half of these shows, first of all, none of them is what they say they are.
Well,
That's
just
my
like
beef.
basketball wives. None of them are basketball
Right,
wives.
you feel me?
They dated one.
Because
The girl she's married to a football player now.
How the business,
you know?
the business a cheerleader? What's she doing? She's sucking.
You
What's she
need to
doing?
stop. You need to stop.
It just
and
feels-
that's my
yeah.
thing is that our counterparts
She sound-
are all doing the same thing. They're
But
about to
listen
have
what I'm
they're about to have a show where they're doing Desperate Housewives for Latina chicks.
Oh wow.
Then you
That's gonna be good.
have baseball wives. They're all Caucasian. Them chicks
But
are
other
hot.
wives-
They are a hot
Okay,
mess.
only show I can get with that I love to death is mob wives. Now that's because that shit is real.
Okay.
They do the same thing though. They're still fighting.
They be getting at each other. Everybody is supporting.
That's their lifestyle. I'm half Italian, so that is their lifestyle. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm not agreeing with it.
I love Big Ange.
He is Albanian.
Okay, that's how.
Guess what? And I love Big Ange. I love me some Big Ange.
I like
So
it
what I'm
too.
saying is,
Listen. Yo, but understand, but at least they all of them got their husbands. They might be in jail, but they all married their mob wives. All of them.
Yeah.
Now these other chicks, the Atlanta housewives, ain't nobody's wife. Ain't nobody.
Phaedra and Cynthia are married. Sheree's going through a divorce, and Nene is legally separated.
Phaedra and Cynthia is getting divorced. And no, the
Phaedra
both
and
of them.
Cynthia.
Oh, what? Phaedra and that man, the dude, the jail dude. He's a puppet. He sit there and don't do nothing but babysit the kid.
No, he don't. He works. He owns one of his. Yes, he does. Every time.
Asset management. What do you do? Go take cars that they shut the hell up. Listen, and then the other one. What's his name? With the old man? What's his name?
Peter Thomas.
Peter Thomas.
That mother.
Peter Thomas.
Fire him because he got an
seriously.
attitude problem.
No,
He
seriously,
also be
guys.
her damn father.
Yeah.
No,
Yes,
seriously,
but-
guys. I mean, you have love and hip hop.
Papa Smurf. Remember this?
You
movie,
have
Papa
love and
Smurf?
hip hop. They're not saying that anybody's married.
But listen, but ain't nobody. You
So
ain't
why
know-
are people talking about they
what's
giving
your
us a bad
What's so
name?
hip hop about that? What's so?
Because they're
what's so
considered
hip
to
hop
be
about
role
that?
models. A lot of them consider themselves to be role models, and a lot of young girls watch it. A lot of young girls want to be into the entertainment business. They
And Jim
actually
Jones?
they actually have a what is it called? Organization called WEAN that Moshana is actually part of for young teens. Women, they take about 13 girls a year and they train them and teach them about the industry. And Moshana was actually on the show, and like I said, she considers herself to actually be a role model, and a lot of these women
she
do.
probably
Okay,
is.
listen.
A lot of
She's
these
not
women do.
scrapping and rapping in the street. Okay.
Go ahead,
So Jim
Sean.
Jones' mother's a role model.
Definitely not. Neither is his wife getting on one knee. Getting on one knee proposing.
So you don't think that is okay?
Hell no, you better get on your knee and ask me to marry you.
Oh my God.
I mean, listen, in the Bible it says a
The
man.
white side or the black side?
That's the white side. No, it's the black side.
Tiffany joking like that.
Listen. That's Tiffany. And the I'm gonna get biblical on you.
Okay, go
and the
ahead.
Bible
Uh-oh.
says that a man chooses his
check
woman.
it out.
Ain't no way I'm getting on no knee asking you to be my husband. You're gonna ask me to be your wife.
Why can't
You
you
do
propose?
enough.
Why can't you
Okay.
propose and make
No,
me
I
feel
mean,
good?
listen, I can't. I'm gonna take it personal. I can't and do everything else to my man. As far as being your wife, that's something you need to decide.
Wow.
Of course, I want to be a wife if I'm catering to you and all of this, but
That's bad.
But see, and my thing is this.
And the producer over there, female.
No, but
Right,
here,
you feel like that?
here's
Don't you
my
want a woman
thing.
to propose to
I
you?
completely agree.
yeah.
Why
He
can't you
proposed to
propose?
his woman. He got on one knee.
Yeah, he sure
No.
did.
He wasn't waiting for
You got on one knee, though? Come on, dude. You got on one knee. Did you YouTube it?
Our floor manager was proposed to.
He got on his knee?
Yes, he
That's
did.
a beautiful thing.
Yes,
Exactly.
he did.
I'm too old to be I can't get
Yes,
up.
he
Yo,
did.
all right, could you help me back
Listen,
up?
if I'm good enough to carry a child for 9 months and good enough to do everything else, you good enough to get on one knee and ask me.
What if I'm
to be
laying
your
next to you?
I mean, just to bring
Well,
it
I'm just
back.
laying next to you.
No,
Marry me.
listen, guys. Just to bring it back. I pretty much said, listen, I agree with her, but I also agree with us as black women. I feel like we do too much before we actually get the marriage.
Yeah, that's
We
right.
do
that
too
mean?
much. We do too much.
But
We
you gotta
give
work
up
for
too
it.
Damn much.
But you,
I
listen,
mean,
you don't
no.
think you should work for it?
No, I do not think you need to be cooking for him, cleaning his clothes, doing all this, and you're not a wife.
I
You
do
need to
agree with- no,
complain about the fact that
You don't believe in
don't
taking
have
care of your
a ring
man?
and
That's
he
why
ain't
she's
marrying
saying.
you.
See, that's what she's
See,
saying.
playing
That's what
house.
she's
I agree with you to a certain
Whatever,
experience.
that's why they
because
I ain't playing
That's what
house.
I'm saying.
I'm not playing house.
Yo.
If you want to play house, then you need to buy it.
you
I am
still need
not
to cater
playing
to your
house.
man even though if you're not married yet. I
I
still
will
think you
cater
need
to him
to.
as a girlfriend.
Yeah, you need to cook for him. No, not all the time if you don't want to,
No,
but
as a girlfriend.
Do you hear this?
if he ain't getting it from
As
you, he
a
gonna get it from somebody else. If
girlfriend.
you don't cook for your
No,
man,
as a
Remember,
girlfriend,
where
I
are
will
you?
be your girlfriend and you will be my man.
And
but
that's why-
I'm not gonna make you act like my husband and you ain't
I do agree
you
with
ain't
that.
got the
yeah.
title. Come on now. I'm not gonna do it.
Camera,
Sexually, mentally, or emotionally. I'm not doing it.
do you hear this shit?
I'm not. As a black
You
woman,
actually
I am standing
did
up and I am saying enough is enough. And you
And-
can't complain about giving away the milk
And guess
when
what?
you've been doing
And
it
Boo-Boo,
for free.
Boo-Boo, guess what?
It's not his fault.
And that's why your ass is gonna be single to you
And that's
99 years
okay.
old.
That's okay. And if that's the case, then that's the case. And they wonder why J-Lo always get a ring.
She's a
she
whore.
probably like, listen,
She's a whore.
you like the way I do
J-Lo's
it, but
a
I can
whore.
do it better
J-Lo's a whore.
after we marry.
No, J-Lo suck you off, and that's what she gives. That's what she suck you up
You
first.
need to stop.
J-Lo's
you stop.
J-Lo's
You need
J-Ho.
to really stop.
And
Don't say
You need
that.
to stop.
You don't think
I
she
don't want you
hoe?
talking
You
about
don't think
her.
she fast?
I don't want
She
you
just know how to
talking
get
about
what she
her.
want. That's
I don't
it.
want you
You don't think
talking
she
about
fast?
her.
Nah, she ain't a
You don't
hoe.
think she fast?
No.
Okay, so you just think that she
I
was
think
doing-
P. Diddy fast. What you think about that?
Thank you.
Diddy
All right,
fast.
we getting no topic. This is Black
my
versus
boy
Black,
right
and then
there.
we're adding to the drama. Black versus Black, we adding to it.
I
Okay.
can't believe you, Kristen.
To bring it back to light, guys. You know, I don't feel like we should be looking at these shows to represent us
I
because
ain't represent nothing I know.
we also have TV shows where you have black women who are lawyers. We also have TV shows, you know, where black women are doing their thing. Doctors, I mean, let's stay
What show you
together.
talking about?
The woman is a pediatrician.
And that show's so corny.
You understand what I'm saying? No, I like it. She's a pediatrician. We have Oprah who has her own network. There's tons of black women behind the scenes that's doing
Open
their
Network-
thing.
Open Network show The
everywhere
Color
you
Purple
go,
every other night.
In any type of society, you can see a strong black women doing their thing. We do not have to look up. I mean, Tyra Banks own her own stuff. Kamora Lee. I mean, there's so many black women to look up to.
Yeah, the
That's
earring
my
gone
earring
now.
is gone. So many black women to look up to. I don't think that we should put all that pressure on the reality shows.
Listen,
it's just entertainment. They're only representing themselves.
Okay, only beef, like I said before, only beef I have is that half of them ain't true to what the show
Which is
represents.
true.
And that's my
Just
beef.
like when a lot of rappers was using the B word and hoes and stuff like that. I didn't really take it personally to that extent because I felt like maybe they're speaking from their experience. Maybe they're talking about women who they've encountered. I am not that woman, so you know what? I'm not going to support what they're doing.
So you're
But
a special kind of woman, huh?
there's some women who feel like we had Nicki Minaj spitting stupid hoes. She think that's cool.
Why are we told? Because Nicki Minaj, that...
She
I don't wanna
think
talk
that
about
that's cool. So of
I don't
course,
wanna talk about
when the
Nicki
guys
Minaj.
are talking about stupid hoe, they're probably talking about Nicki.
It's she saying exactly. She thinks it's okay, and she gives the guys impressions to say it, and then
Right.
if it's not okay for a
And that-
guy
and
to say
that's
it, why
my
are
beef.
you okay to
And
say it?
that's
You
my
know?
beef.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
but you can't look at her as a role model.
She's not at
So
all.
why are we trying to put these reality people in the position of being role models?
Who said they was role models?
Well, I said that
People
they
are
can. Yeah, people are
saying-
saying it because they consider
People
themselves.
are
They say
saying
it
they're
because they're
embarrassing.
yeah.
You know, like Charlamagne the God. You know, he tweeted recently that these women on reality shows are making it hard for black men to raise their daughters. First, they only
that's
had
what they're
to keep them
watching.
off the stripper pole. Now they got to keep them out of reality TV. You know,
I love
so,
that, yo. Charlamagne, I love that.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
And of course,
beautiful.
I'll take it back to Love and Hip Hop. If these are, and even Housewives of Atlanta, if these are women that are in the industry and who you're looking up to, you like the music, you want to be like them, you're gonna want to portray that. Even if they're being negative, the young girls are gonna, you don't think that's the right way to be. Be rowdy, you know, be bitchy, whatever.
And ghetto. And be
And
needy.
ghetto.
Be
but
needy
don't you
neat.
think it's up to our mothers and the people in our lives to step up and say that is entertainment? It's entertainment. That's not their whole life. And a lot of it is edited and pieced together. So you don't even know what came first, what came last. You really don't know. It's a puzzle that
And-
someone put together.
And that goes back to my original statement.
You're yawning? I mean,
I'm sorry, but
I
that
thought you
goes
got
back.
sleep last
No,
night.
no. That goes back to my original. Don't worry about me. That's that hating shit. That's what goes back to my original statement of being true to yourself. That's these shows are not. If they was Real Housewives and going through it with their husbands and back and forth, I'll be like, damn, yo.
Okay, so
that's
we're
some
gonna
stuff.
have to-
That
All right, so we're
I
gonna have
don't-
to wrap up a little bit. We're gonna have to draw all these discussions together. I'm not wrapping up the show, but I'm just wrapping up these discussions here. Sean, please let us know what your position is on these three different topics. What does Black versus Black, the never-ending war, mean to you?
I just think that me as a black man, I just think that we hate on each other. And I'm being very serious right now. You know, normally I make a joke. I had a joke in mind, but I just think that we hate on each other too much. If we could, if we could all just get together and just chill out and not worry about what the next man has because you're black, you're black and you're rich and all, just chill out, man. Stop. When you get to a point in your life where you could not worry about anything only but yourself and be accountable for yourself as a black man, then you won't have no cares in the world. I don't worry about nothing, and that's me personally, because I can't worry about what you have. I can only worry about what I'm going to get. And I know, like you being successful like you're doing, and even you right now, I'm happy for y'all. Because guess what? I'm going to ride your coattails. I'm going to come, no, fuck that. I'm going to come behind you and be like,
We
yo,
know.
what can you do for me? I need your help.
We know.
See, there she goes. That's that thing. There we go. We can't just never rise up. We can't never rise up. I'm being serious.
Crystal,
Black
Black
women.
versus Black. I know that, again, you are biracial, and I don't ever want to
But she black though.
denounce
Once they put
that.
10%
Yeah.
black
Because
in
I
you,
know
you
that
black.
I know that that's no seriously, because I've definitely heard biracial people say I either get respected for one or the other.
Right.
And
Remember
I don't-
Halle
you know
Berry
what
had
I'm saying?
that
And I don't
major
want
problem
to,
with that.
not acknowledge that.
I'll give you guys a little story, a little racism story that I went through, and I think everybody goes through this. When I was about 4, my mom was dating this guy, and like I said, my hair's curly, and I was sitting in the backseat of his car, and he was like, "Oh, your daughter." He touched my hair. Her hair is so kinky. She must be Puerto Rican. Ooh. At this point, I'm very close with my father's family still, and then I hardly know any of my Italian family. So I'm like, no, I'm Jamaican, all proud. He's like, "Oh, your daughter's half monkey." Yeah, so that actually
Your
took,
mother didn't put his ass out in the side
no,
of the
she
road?
didn't.
Wow.
But that actually took a big toll on me because I was like, monkey, like, what the,
gotta watch what you
is
say
something
to
wrong
the
with me?
kids. You gotta watch what you say to kids.
Up until I got to high school, I was ashamed to be black. I used to tell everybody.
Wow.
I used to tell everybody that I was Spanish. I learned Spanish.
Really?
And it wasn't until I got to college that I kind of, some people think I take offense to it. That you'd be like, "Are you Spanish?" I'm like, "No." Oh, Shaniqua, no, rolling my head. I'm black and white. I tell you straight up. And it's not because I'm offended. It's just because I'm now, still, proud to be black and white. I wouldn't trade it for the world, and, I love it. And, growing up in this society, as far as racism is concerned, black versus black, to me, of course, stems back to jealousy, self-hatred.
Yep.
We have to learn self-value and learn to accept one another. Like he's saying, if, you're my friend, and I know you are being, you've been successful in what you're doing, I'm going to come to you like, hey, how can we help each other? Can I lend a helping hand? Can you lend a helping hand?
Good. Give me some
So
money.
uplift each other.
I ain't say let me hold that.
Those are my thoughts.
I can tell you guys, I can share a little, tad bit of because I grew up in New York.
I get stopped by the cops every other day.
In New York, growing up as a black woman in the South Bronx, you don't really deal with racism because everybody around you is like you. So you don't really get, you're a nigger or, you're a black chick or whatever. You don't really get that. So going away to college, to an all-white college, I didn't know racism existed because I didn't hear racial things in my household growing up. My mother wasn't that black woman that was like, white people are this or white people don't care about you or, what I'm saying? She never spoke race in my household. So when I got to college, I'm thinking, we're all equal, everything is equal. It wasn't until one of my professors actually gave me, I was one of the top students in my school. And so inside my folder, she left a postcard. And it read, with education is your greatest weapon. With it, you are the white man's equal. Without it, you are his victim. And when I read it, when I saw it and I read it, I started to ask, some of the other people in my class, did you get something in your, in your folder? I'm thinking she's trying to, I was offended when I read it.
Was she African American?
No, she was Caucasian. I was offended when I read it,
but
I wasn't sure if it was just towards me or everybody got something that was. So I began to ask people when I realized it was just me because I was the only black person in my class. Yes, and this was in 2000 that I was in college. So I was the only black person in my class, and I stopped showing up to class. I completely stopped showing up. I was angry. I was upset. I couldn't believe it. I called my mom. My mom didn't know what to say. Like, my family didn't know what to say. Then, because I was a top student, she was like, why aren't you coming to class? Why aren't you coming to class? Then they got the counselor involved to find out why I had stopped showing up. And so I came in for the meeting. Turns out she thought it was something encouraging. She wanted to continue to encourage me. And then I realized that racism really isn't about too much about hatred. It's about really not knowing.
And that's
ignorance.
what I said.
It's more about ignorance than it is about hatred. You do have some people who hate other races, but it is more about ignorance. I realized that she had never, I was the first black person she had ever interacted with in her entire life.
And guess what? And what she thought was a good thing.
In her entire life. And we're talking 2000, this was 1999.
Right. But Christine, but you got to understand, and that goes back to like,
I was like, she had never taught a black student ever in her life.
Christine, but it goes back to what it's like what I hate when I see white folks and they say to me that, oh wow, you're not like the rest of them. The rest of who?
But you are like.
I know, no. Wait a minute, you get that? No. I'm hood when I could be hood, but when I'm on my education, I'm 30 above my masters, I must say. But understand this, but when I get on my education shit, I'm on my education shit. And people can't deal with that. They hate that I write emails at my job. They hate that Mr. Smith is hood, but when he opened up his mouth, I shut them down. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean, I respect that. We're getting the wrap-up time. I just want to really thank you guys for tuning into the show. It was very important for me to have this type of topic, this type of discussion.
Yep.
It was bothering me, and I implemented it. And I would like to thank Crystal T. Williams for being here to discuss this with us.
Thank you for having me.
Us to enter her personal struggle in race and, you know, really share some intimate things with us. I really appreciate it.
And y'all white girls better watch out, because Crystal T. Williams will take all y'all jobs.
Listen, shut up. Hit Cameron 3 and tell them where they can find you.
Hey guys, you can reach me at twitter.com/Jatalia for Jamaican and Italian. That's spelled Jatalya. And you can also catch me on Facebook. Just put in Crystal T. Williams or Jatalia, again, Jatalya @gmail.com.
And like I said, y'all white girls better watch out.
Listen, and if you guys missed all of that, you can always rewind, or you can just hit us up. www.tistalklounge.com for all the information that we discussed here, and also how to get linked to Crystal. If you're casting the film out there and y'all want her, hit us up. Also, don't forget to check us out every Friday here, Bronxton, Channel 68, 8:30 p.m., Mondays, Connecticut, Channel 88.
And Lindsay Lohan, see what your drunk ass did? They going to Black Girl.